If you'd like to see more of our videos, hit the subscribe button to stay on top of the market news. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is July 9, 2020, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, gold charges higher to new yearly highs. Amazing story. We did mention that it was going to go hit 1800 before the end of the year, and it surely surpassed that. But first, let's take a look at the various markets. So there's still not any major economic events scheduled for today, but as we look at the markets, the dollar getting weaker versus the major pairs, including the euro and the GBP, as they chug higher versus the USD. And looking at the indices, the Dow drifts while the Nasdaq trends upwards. Okay, we're going to take a look at what's pushing it higher again. And looking at the commodities, gold to new highs, while old still steady. And lastly, looking at the stocks, it's the FANG stocks once again that climb higher and push the Nasdaq higher as well. But first, let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're finally breaking out of the Euro USD channel that we've been trading on for quite some time. Since the middle of June, we've been trading between this 1334-ish level and 112-ish level, and finally we're breaking above it. And you can see we're challenging that upper limit here, that second upper limit, because surely we passed that 1300 already. So really the next resistance level is 1395. Okay, that's really where we hit after the pandemic kind of made a rotation in the market. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it did make an about face yesterday, right? It did sell off initially and then correcting itself. So something to consider today, okay? Because this did look like it was going to consider and make a correction yesterday, but unfortunately did not. Now, looking at the GBP USD, this is the telltale sign that this is a general systemic correction in the dollar, okay? Because if it was just the euro that was correcting against the dollar, that's one thing. But when it becomes across the board, then you could pretty much see that it's changing character. Now we're trading at just shy of 126.60-ish level, at this 126.90-ish level. So we are hitting a minor resistance-ish areas. I wouldn't really look this for resistance-ish area. So, you know, I wouldn't buy this at these levels, but I would wait for a pullback, possibly somewhere in between this 125.32 and 126.38-ish level. Now jumping into the commodities, gold was the one yesterday, up above 1800. We hit a high of 1817-ish level yesterday, okay? And now we're trading at 1810, and this is a little bit of a retracement. But again, you know, you want to buy the pullbacks, all right? It hasn't really pulled back here at this level, but you want to buy the pullbacks, okay? You don't want to jump and chase this as it's going up, you know, to try to get that next move higher, okay? You want to wait for that pullback in order to maximize your trade. So with that said, just keep a tight stop loss, because, you know, this can change on a dime, unfortunately, because we're still not sure where we're going with the markets, right? The Nasdaq is still chugging higher. We're looking at the Nasdaq right now at 10,687, and this making an all-time high yesterday above the 600-ish level. Okay, that is a new all-time highs. When we look at Apple pushing higher to 380, unbelievable. Amazon gained over $80 just in 1 day of trading from yesterday to $3,080. When we looked at Facebook, also trading at that upper range but not breaking higher. Okay, this is really important, because if this does change character, if the markets do start selling off, I'll probably be looking to Facebook to sell with that correctional move. Now looking at Microsoft, also to new all-time highs at $212 a share. Okay, so the tech stocks are still very, very strong, pushing the Nasdaq higher. But when we look at the Dow Jones, it's a different story. It's trading sideways, almost trading down about 200 points, okay? And when we look at the classical, the old school kind of stocks like JP Morgan, it's up a little bit. Nothing really to write home about. Okay, so the markets are still kind of a rotational move where the tech stocks is really going higher. And this is very reminiscent of the year 2000, where the general market was just kind of like floating. Okay, it wasn't expanding, but it was the high-tech sector that was carrying the markets higher and higher. And now this is happening right now in 2020, as this is going on, right as this pandemic is still in the midst. So something to consider. Okay, the tech stocks are still very strong. You want to buy the pullbacks. You want to make sure you have a strict stop loss just in case if it does change character. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.